A hearty welcome to today's chemistry session. Today we will study about atomic mass, average atomic mass, molecular mass and formula mass. So first we will discuss atomic mass. So when we think about the mass of the atom is very small. So its weight or mass is very negligible. Atomic mass is very negligible. Today we have very complicated techniques like mass spectrometry to know the mass of a particular atom. But in olden days that's not the case. You know that in a normal sense, whenever we are trying to measure something, we measure it in relation to something else. If I say one example, it will be clear for you. If I ask you to measure the length of your notebook, what you will do? You will take the ruler and you will measure in relation to that ruler the length of your notebook. How? In the ruler already a scale is set. If it is this much length, it is 15 centimeter. So based on that scale, you are measuring. In relation to that scale, you are measuring the length of your notebook and you are giving me the answer. Yes, this is the length of my notebook. In the same way, earlier in olden days, what chemists did was to know the mass of or to assume the mass of one atom, they have made a particular reference. Like hydrogen, they have made as a reference, taking that being the lightest, being the smallest of elements, hydrogen, the value of hydrogen, mass of hydrogen, they have considered as 1. And then later, they have considered carbon 12. That means carbon 12 is one of the isotopes of carbon. Carbon 12 they have taken as a reference element where we have considered carbon 12 is considered with a mass of exactly 12 atomic mass units. And masses of all other atoms are given relative to this standard. So, one atomic mass unit is defined as a mass exactly equal to 1/12 the mass of one carbon 12 atom. This is the definition of one atomic mass unit or 1 AMU. So now we will see how we can find out by using this measurement the weight of particular atoms. Value of one atomic mass unit or 1 AMU is equal to 1.6605 into 10 to the power of minus 24 grams. You have already learned that atomic mass unit is actually a reference unit in reference to carbon 12 atom. So we can set the value of every atom or each atom in terms of atomic mass unit. So here as an example we will see how we can find out the mass of hydrogen atom in terms of atomic mass unit. So the mass of an atom of hydrogen is 1.6736 into 10 to the power of minus 24 gram. Thus when we change it in terms of AMU, the mass of hydrogen atom will be, see 1.6736 into 10 to the power of minus 24 is its mass. That will be divided by the value of one atomic mass unit. So you will get the value of hydrogen atom in terms of atomic mass unit or AMU. This AMU today will be told as unified mass, U. Instead of writing AMU, you can write that mass, value of mass with the unit U, with the symbol U, okay? So unified mass. So the mass of hydrogen atom will be 1.0080 AMU or 1.0080 U, okay? Now let's move on to the next term, average atomic mass. When we know atomic mass, why should we know about average atomic mass? Because many of the naturally occurring elements exist as more than one isotope. So we have to take into consideration the existence of these isotopes and their relative abundance. The average atomic mass of that element can be find out by considering the atomic mass as well as its relative abundance, both. For example, carbon has 3 isotopes like carbon 12, carbon 13, carbon 14, etc. And this carbon 12, carbon 13, carbon 14, each of its relative abundance is different and its atomic mass also is different. So we have to consider both when we predict its atomic mass of carbon as such. Okay, so we'll consider each of its isotope with its relative abundance and atomic mass to find out or to set an atomic mass for a carbon. Okay, so in this case we use the term average atomic mass. So average atomic mass of an element can be defined as the sum of the masses of its isotopes, each multiplied by its natural abundance. Now let's consider examples. Let's take the example of boron. We have to calculate the average atomic mass of boron. Boron has two isotopes, boron 10 and boron 11. So boron 10 has a mass of 10.013 AMU and it has natural abundance 19.8%. And boron 11 has a mass of 11.009 AMU and its natural abundance is 80.2%. Both we have to consider when we have to set the average atomic mass for boron. So we have multiplied the mass of boron 10.013 into its natural abundance 19.8%, that is 0.198 into 10.013 plus the mass and natural abundance of boron 11, that is 0.802 into 11.009, that's equal to 10.81 AMU. So that is the average atomic mass of boron. So by considering each of the isotopes of that particular element with its natural abundance and atomic mass, we will find out the average atomic mass of a particular element. That is explained or given in AMU or unified mass U. Now let's see the second example. That's we'll calculate the average atomic mass of magnesium. Magnesium has three isotopes. Isotope 1 has mass 23.985 AMU and its natural abundance is 78.99%. Isotope 2 has atomic mass 24.986 AMU and its natural abundance is 10%. Isotope 3 has atomic mass 25.982 AMU and its natural abundance is 11.01%. So to find out the average atomic mass, you have to multiply its natural abundance with atomic mass of each isotope and you have to find out the sum. Then you will get 24.31 AMU as it is shown here in the figure. Now let's see one more example to find out the average atomic mass. So here calculate the average atomic mass of iron if its abundance in nature is 15% iron 55 and 85% iron 56. So we have two isotopes of iron 55 and iron 56. Iron 55 has the mass 55 and its abundance is 0.15. And here iron 56 has its mass 56 and its natural abundance is 0.85. So we will multiply its mass and its natural abundance of each of the isotopes and will find the sum of the values. So we will get the average atomic mass of iron, that is 55.85 AMU. So if you know a particular element and its isotopes with its mass, atomic mass and natural abundance, you know how to find out the average atomic mass of that particular element. So that's all about average atomic mass and its calculations. Now we will move on with yet another important topic of this chapter, that is molecular mass. So what is molecular mass? Molecular mass is the sum of atomic masses of the elements present in a molecule. It is obtained by multiplying the atomic mass of each element by the number of its atoms and adding them together. You will be understood it well clear when we do some examples of calculating molecular mass. We'll proceed with that. So let's see the first example. Calculate molecular mass of carbon dioxide, CO2. So you can see here you have only one carbon and two oxygen atoms. So you should identify first which are all the atoms present, and its atomic mass you will be knowing. So 1 into, since carbon is only 1 into atomic mass of carbon plus 2 oxygen atoms are there. So 2 into atomic mass of oxygen. So atomic mass of carbon is 12. We will round it off and take 12. And atomic mass of oxygen is 16. So 1 into 12 plus 2 oxygen atoms. So 2 into 16. That's equal to 12 plus 32. So you will get the molecular mass of carbon dioxide, that is 44U. In order to make it more clear to you, here you have your second example. Calculate molar mass of water. So its molecular formula is H2O. You can understand there is 2 hydrogen atoms and only 1 oxygen atom in water. So you have to multiply this number of atoms into its atomic mass. So 2 hydrogen, 2 into 1 is the atomic mass of hydrogen. So 2 into 1, 2. Oxygen there is only 1 and its atomic mass is 16. So 1 into 16, 60. So we'll find out the sum of this. So molar mass of H2O is 18U. We shall take yet another example to make it clear for you. That is to calculate the molecular mass of Na2SO4, sodium sulfate. So you can see here there are 2 sodium atoms, 1 sulfur atom and 4 oxygen atoms. So 2 into 23. 23 is the atomic mass of sodium. Then 1 into 32. 32 is the atomic mass of sulfur and there is only 1 sulfur. Plus 4 into 16. 16 is the atomic mass of oxygen and there are 4 oxygen atoms. So when we sum up these values, you will get 142U. So that is the molecular mass of sodium sulfate. It is very simple. I hope you have understood well. So next we shall discuss about the formula mass of compounds. So when we think about the definition of the formula mass is the sum of the atomic masses of all the atoms in a formula unit of an ionic compound. What you have to keep in mind is formula mass is used for ionic compounds that have no definite molecular structure. For example, if substances like sodium chloride, NaCl, you know that they do not have a particular molecular structure. Instead, they exist together as positive and negative ions. So in that case, those compounds who do not possess a definite molecular structure, we consider to calculate its formula mass. So that is why we use formula mass used for ionic compounds that have no definite molecular structure. So now let's take an example. Here let's calculate the formula mass of NaCl. You know that NaCl is an ionic compound. So we will calculate formula mass instead of molecular mass. Why so? Because in compounds like NaCl, these compounds do not contain discrete molecules in it. Instead, they contain positively and negatively charged ions arranged in a 3-dimensional structure. If we think about a sodium chloride molecule, we have Na plus ions and Cl minus ions in it, and one Na plus ion will be surrounded by 6 Cl minus ions, and one Cl minus ion will be surrounded by 6 Na plus ions, and so on. So that is its structure. It do not contain a discrete molecules in it. It does not contain discrete molecules in it. So instead of using the term molecular mass, we use the term formula mass. So just by looking into its formula, we can look here the formula NaCl. So we have one sodium ion here and one Cl minus ion here. So we have to see the atomic mass of sodium, that is 23, and also the atomic mass of chlorine, that is 35.5. So we use the same formula, the same process which we have used to find out the molecular mass. So we will add these two values. So 23 plus 35.5, you will get the value 58.5. That will be the formula mass of NaCl. So, this is the end of our session today. Thank you. See you again.